Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we will be watching SCP-738, aka The Devil's Deal. This is by Detective Void as well. And everyone, thank you for getting us to 100 subscribers! Yes! Thank you all for supporting this channel. Let's try to get to 200 now. Try to get up the ladder. And the more we get, the more we do. So yeah guys, we're gonna be watching this, and I'm gonna be working on a special reward for 100 subscribers. I'm gonna be working on an SCP animation. No joke. So guys, you all need to like this because this is going to be amazing. So yeah, it will be done in a few weeks. Okay. So without further ado, let's get started. In 3, 2, 1, play! Oh wait, I'm not even recording. Let's try it again. That's embarrassing. In 3, 2, 1, play!
Patrick had wanted to become a priest since childhood. He didn't get into seminary, but he didn't give up on his dream. Patrick got a job as a caretaker in the Vatican itself, hoping that one day he would be able to don a cassock. The longer Patrick practiced his craft, the more his goal seemed unattainable. He carefully cleaned all the rooms, and when meeting with priests, he zealously poured out passages from the Holy Scripture. He even managed to clean the Pope's quarters a couple of times. Unfortunately, none of his attempts were ever noticed, until one fateful moment that changed everything. On that day, he was cleaning some old furniture stored in a large dusty hall. Amidst all the other junk, a mahogany desk and a matching chair caught Patrick's attention. The caretaker immediately wanted to sit down, so he could feel like a high-ranking member of the clergy. Then something strange happened. The desk immediately began to shake, as though it was not happy that a common caretaker had sat down at it.
But just no. Just no.
The desk's drawers opened, and parchment, a pen, and an inkwell flew out of them. They landed right on the desk as though they were being guided by some unknown force. Patrick heard a voice behind him that addressed the caretaker by name. Patrick was frightened, thinking that one of the clergymen had seen him slacking off. But when Patrick turned around, he became even more afraid. Behind him on the throne sat a real-life angel.
Angels don't have black wings and don't have a darkness atmosphere. No, this is not an angel. I mean, it looks like an angel, yes. It is clearly a demon in disguise. And Patrick, how stupid can you be?
Its wings moved in tandem with the smile on its face.
Oh, that's
wanted
creepy.
to get up and run away, but the angel invited him to stay and to share his heart's desire. The caretaker, without hesitating, said that he wanted to become the Pope. Immediately after Patrick said this, the sheet of parchment paper flew closer to him, and the pen appeared in his hand. The angel replied that it would fulfill this desire without delay, but it would be very expensive. In return, Patrick had to give up his benevolent intention to do good deeds. Thinking that this was some kind of a joke, Patrick agreed, and a moment later, the corresponding text lay on the paper in front of him. The caretaker signed it and turned around, but there was no one on the throne behind him anymore. Some church officials ran into the hall and addressed Patrick saying, "Your Holiness, the inauguration will take place in 2 hours." The former caretaker changed his name and remained the most controversial pope in history for quite some time. Eventually, when the SCP Foundation seized the mahogany furniture, all references to Patrick's...
Then why didn't they just write it all down? That would save them so much time.
...reign were removed from the internet, the Vatican's records, and from all other sources.
They could have just wrote down.
The furniture is currently contained inside the Foundation under the number SCP-738. The set contains 3 main elements. SCP-738-1 is the desk. The high-backed chair is numbered SCP-738-2, and the throne-shaped office chair is known as SCP-738-3. The object's anomalous properties only manifest when a living being, one with at least a low level of intelligence, sits down on the chair in front of the desk. Meanwhile, the SCP-738-3 throne has to be located behind them. During activation, the desk's drawers open. Parchment paper, an inkwell, and a pen fly out at them. When the papers appear in front of the subject, a sentence written in ink appears on it. These changes can be seen through a video surveillance camera. If there's an outsider in the room, the effect may not occur. The throne leans back at this point. The throne moves itself closer to SCP-738-2, or will position itself in front of it. The voice of the creature sitting on the throne sounds distorted in audio recordings. However, it's impossible for someone to see the creature unless they're sitting on SCP-738-2. The voice that appeared at the outset of the anomaly's activation offers the subject various temptations. They could be related to power, money, freedom, or even a romantic relationship.
If this was me, I would have gone freedom or power, never mind, let's just, I would want money, but never, yeah. Never one thing I don't. Ugh! Let's keep moving.
Relationship. If the subject voices their own suggestion, the voice falls silent for a bit, and then names their price. These negotiations can be accompanied by prolonged bargaining, if the subject doesn't want to pay the established price, especially if they ask for something that benefits others. In that case, the request may not be granted at all. When both parties come to an agreement, the deal is accepted and executed immediately. The fee is charged instantly as well. This is usually accompanied by severe physical and emotional pain. The strength of this pain is directly proportional to the complexity and globality of the request. It turns out that subjects pay double the price for their requests. But the creature does caution about these nuances. It always mentions that the fee is mandatory, and that this fee doesn't depend on the...
A deal can cause a lot of pain regardless of the price. That is good advice. That is actually very good love advice. And can we talk about how the freaking thumbnail is like a Lucifer callback? This whole entire thing is a Lucifer reference. So I'm gonna title this video Lucifer reference.
The pain that the subject will have to endure. According to those who participate in this process, the voices that they hear are different from the one on the recording. All of the subjects also describe the creature's appearance differently, but despite its form, all of their descriptions contain adjectives like seductive and charming. In addition, the entity's appearance changes during each visit, even for the same subject. However, if a negligible amount of time passes between sessions involving the same person, then the creature takes on a similar or identical form. Thus, in the first experiment, the entity took the form of a person dressed in a red and gold jacket. It offered the researcher the love of all the women that he had wanted, as well as O5 council member status.
I would take the O5.
He of course refused, and thanks to this refusal, researchers were able to find out that all of the stationery then flies back into the desk at a speed of about 10 meters per second. The creature usually offers D-class employees freedom, or at least an ability that can help them obtain freedom. But they don't get this benefit for long. For example, one employee had to sacrifice his best friend's life in exchange for his own freedom. The man immediately disappeared from the Foundation's premises, but 5 hours later, Foundation employees found the fugitive, who said that this time, the entity had been in the form of a seductive stranger. During this experiment, it was also discovered that the anomalous parchment is actually made of human skin. There was another D-class employee who was not offered freedom. Instead, the anomaly gave the subject an ability that made it impossible for him to be contained in a cell. In exchange, the creature requested all memories of his mother. After trying to drive the fugitive back into his cage, 12 employees died, as did the D-class employee himself. In order to avoid similar things from happening again, the Foundation decided to allow access to the anomaly only to researchers or D-class employees with an IQ below 60. Such test subjects are simply in no state to dream of something global and usually request simple things. Thus, an intellectually disabled D-class employee asked for a sloppy joe, a sandwich of ground beef and sauce, in exchange for his toy named Mopsy. This employee really cherished his toy, but it wasn't hard for him to refuse the giant pink rabbit that the anomaly had appeared in the form of. The researchers had doubts that the entity would appear to someone with an intellectual disability, since the subject has to be able to read in order to sign documents. However, SCP-738 prepared its own special writing system, consisting of pictograms and drawings, so the subject could somehow read the paper and understand. The poor man was greatly affected by the loss of his toy. When he was offered a similar knick-knack and named it Mopsy as well, it disappeared immediately. Since the anomaly's potential danger...
I'm so sorry, man, but a deal is a deal. As a man who's made deals in his life, this is how it works. You have to be very, very specific with your wording, no matter the cost. Like, it's like saying this. Hey, I won about approximately $10 million within 24 hours, and a large stack of cash in a box. A suitcase, to be exact, roughly about 24, like this big to this big, and about the length of this height. Now that is how you do a professional deal. You have to be very specific with your contracts. And I've never done any of this. I just know the rules.
Outweigh its supposed benefits. Repeated attempts were made to destroy it, yet bullets, fire, and explosives all turned out to be powerless. However, a direct hit with an axe managed to leave a long gash on the wooden desk. The agent who had swung the axe immediately died in agony, and the gash healed on its own over a very long period of time. As such, all attempts to destroy the furniture were halted. After that, one of the researchers tried to find out what the anomaly was from the anomaly itself. The creature appeared to him in the form of a
That's awesome!
huge snake, and revealed something to the scientist that put him in a psychiatric facility. But most of all, the creature took a liking to Sheldon Katz, the head of the Foundation's legal department. The entity took on the appearance of a professor who had taught Katz back in law school. Their conversation lasted about 41 hours, after which Katz passed out from exhaustion. Prior to this experiment, the lawyer had drawn up a document, confirming that he was attending the meeting with SCP-738 on his own behalf, and was not being tasked by the Foundation. Then they discussed the definition of the word shall for a very long time. The lawyer refused to disclose the nature of the deal, but the anomaly seemed to like him. But after that, a red leather envelope that smelled strongly of sulfur appeared. Inside was a note, saying that the anomaly had a lot of fun with cats, and would be happy to see him anytime. Well, a good lawyer makes an agreement with the devil. Strictly speaking, this anomaly is often called the devil's deal. But is the entity really the devil? I'm inclined to believe that the entity doesn't actually exist at all. I think that the furniture itself has a mimetic influence. When a subject sits on SCP-738-2, their personality splits. The subject then sees a secret manifestation of their personality sitting on the throne, either negative or positive. The subjects choose projections for these manifestations subconsciously. The split personality creates such a strong magnetic field that their thoughts start to sound like the distorted voice on the audio recordings. This is also why the throne leans back. In the process, the created field changes both the subject themselves and their surrounding reality. The person subsequently experiences pain, and all their desires acquire the ability to materialize. After all, if this entity were the devil, it's unlikely that it would make these deals so honestly. If you still think that it's the devil, share your argument in the comments. And I'm curious to know, what would you ask for if you were sitting in SCP-738-?
Can... Can't, no, I'm not, but... You see this in the thumbnail? But this! Look! I can't even show you this, but... I can try to show you it. Is that fun? Take a look at this. Look. That is what it is. I'm deleting this photo now. This is the entire Lucifer reference. And I love it. I just love it. But anyways, guys, I have to get to work on this animation. It's gonna be a banger. I can tell you that much. It's gonna be fun. Having to work on this animation for weeks on it. But until then, I will keep making reaction videos, and I will keep playing games. So tomorrow will probably be a gaming video. Anyways, I will see you all in the next episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want more of SCP content. Oh, and Detective Void. I should probably say this right now. You actually helped me get to where I am. In fact, let me see how many views we have on your latest video. Like, on one of your videos. I have 103 subscribers. That's good. I didn't even think I had 2 more while I was doing this. Views on a Meek player. We have 24. We have 27 views on SCP-426 by the SCP Explained people. We have 11 views from one viewers. Guilt ones. We have the site 45C floor 24, 13 views. But your song got me 1,000 views. A brand new record. And I am happy that this is a thing. So you know what? Let's see how many views this video can get. And tomorrow we will try to get to work on something. I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.